Okay, hello and good evening, everybody. This is the Willington Board of Education special meeting on Tuesday, April 8th, 2025. We are calling the meeting to order at 7:04 p.m. Thank you for joining us. We are going to begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, and we're doing something a little different tonight. Immediately following the pledge, we will have a moment of silence in honor of Roger Stevens, Bill's dad, who passed away last week, just one day shy of his 80th birthday. Our condolences to the Stevens family during this difficult time. So please join us.
Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Right onto exit 68.
We would like to welcome our student representatives, our center school this evening. They are flying solo, Steve's flying solo, and Falcon's flying solo without their administrators, but they're gonna do great. Okay, so I need this
Sharon.
centered. Are you fine with going first? His turn. No, what do we need to do? Hang on.
Fourth grade safety patrol members are on the job at each entrance to center school for arrival and dismissal every day. There are 16 active duty members who are stationed throughout the upper and lower main hallways to ensure that students are walking safely. They also help preschoolers get to their classroom in the mornings and to their buses in the afternoons. Safety patrol members take the job very seriously.
They celebrated their coin Wars victory with a Mario themed party. There were games, popcorn, fruit snacks, juice, coloring pages, and even an appearance by Mario himself.
Our March Spirit Day was on the 26th. First graders voted this month and picked Crazy Hair Day. From a beehive to an Easter basket to Barbies and candy apples. We definitely saw some crazy hair that day.
Parent-teacher conferences took place on Friday, March 21st. Second semester report cards came out March 24th. We are officially on the third and last trimester of the school year.
Second graders went on a field trip to the Connecticut Science Center on Friday, March 28th. They pretended to be astronauts, healthcare professionals, and wind tunnel operators.
First graders had a dinosaur dig in their classroom on April 4th. They had a lot of fun uncovering tiny plastic dinosaurs from the plaster. They pretended to be paleontologists and tried hard not to damage their fossils.
Some of our upcoming events include our next Spirit Day on Tuesday, April 10th. Kindergarteners voted this month and picked Hat Day. There will be no school on April 14th to 18th for April break. There will be a Taylor Swift karaoke night at Hall School sponsored by the PTA on Friday, April 25th.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, happy birthday.
Say thank you.
Thanks.
Sorry for the technical difficulties. I take 100% responsibility for that. You're awesome. All right. Are you ready, Falcon? No, but. You're gonna do great. All right, looks like you're starting off with Evening of the Arts. You might have to stay signed down. That's totally fine. I mean, whatever you're comfortable with.
Evening of the Arts was on Wednesday, March 26th at HMS Arts Department, hosted a show of talent. There was an artwork display from all students at HMS. The jazz band and 7th and 8th grade band performed, as well as the choirs from 5th through 8th grade. A special thanks to Miss Angel for curtaining all of the amazing artwork, and to Mr. Kennan and Mr. Sandberg for leading the musical groups.
Well, there are some lovely photos, sorry.
Do you want me to keep going?
I'm not gonna hum the music, okay? That's lovely. Yes, go ahead.
8th grades, or what?
Start with the title.
Washington DC update. 8th grade students going to Washington DC raised over 1,070 Munson's chocolate fundraiser. Orders will be ready for pickup at the HMS office from April 7th through April 11th. During school hours, payment is due when the order is picked up. Special thanks to Kylie Fletz, Paige Brennan, Sarah Gary,
Here.
Gary, and Chesley
Hey.
and for helping Miss Tishana sort all of the orders. Baseball and softball. The baseball and softball teams started their seasons and play their first games the week following spring vacation. Mr. Rob Vandra is the baseball coach with Mrs.
Mystery.
Mr.
I have no idea how to pronounce that for you, besides you.
whatever it is, as
Sorry.
the assistant. Mrs. Beth Bean is the softball coach, and at this point, Mr. Hurtak is assisting. We are looking for volunteers to help Miss Bean. If you are interested and available, let us know. The Lion King Jr. is the musical will be staged on Friday, May 2nd at 6 p.m. and on Saturday, May 3rd at 2 p.m. The musical is about a young lion cub who, after his father's death, must find the courage and destiny as king of the Pride Lands. He must battle his evil uncle Scar for the right to be king. Students in grades 5 through 8 are part of this production. Mr. Sonnenberg, our music teacher at HMS, chose The Lion King Jr. as our musical because this story is well liked, and it also ties into our musical unit about light. Songs are catchy, fun, and in the vocal range of our singers. Reading Olympics. The 5th grade held their Reading Olympics again this year. There were the opening ceremonies earlier in March, and the closing ceremonies are Wednesday, April 9th. This event is a great way to get everyone reading. Spring Fling Dance. Ms. Tishonas organized the 7th and 8th grade Spring Fling Dance, which is held on Friday, April 4th. Special thanks to Mrs. McKinnon, and Mrs. Rainville for taking pictures of our students. Mr. Tierney for his professional pictures and Dale's DJ service Mike Doran for the awesome music, Mr. Kennan, and Mr. Sonnenberg, and Mrs. Milholm and Mrs. Elizabeth Nizer were both chaperones. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. We're trying to be flexible. You guys, you did a wonderful job. Thank you both very much. You're brave to take on this crowd all by yourselves, but you did it, and that says a lot about you as, so good for you. We'll get some ice cream or something. That's
Yeah.
In person.
Wow.
All right, let's go.
Real quick. I'll fob that back lock again and put a rock in the door.
Yeah.
I did message Peter, but I haven't heard back about it.
We're being flexible. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, that's the word. Flexible. Hello, hi. In IRL,
Yes,
PTA.
I know.
Wonderful leaders are here. Hi,
I know.
welcome.
we
Would you
were,
like to share?
we were at, Phil's father's
Gotcha.
saying, saying hi. And then I was like, well, we're close by, so we'll stop in. So just here to give a few PTA updates. Massive thank you to everyone, our incredible community members who donated to our staff treat cookie candy buffet. Our staff members felt the love with every single bite and the support. We had community members making homemade donuts, bagels, breads, all the cookies, brownies, everything that you can think of, even down to like homemade butter. Different types of butter. So that was really nice with the bagels and the bread. And then we had lots of community members donating healthier treats this year because it's always been like cookies and candy. So we had like trail mix and parfaits and just absolutely amazing creative ideas from the community members. So we're so thankful. Staff at CES and HMS were very grateful for that. That was last month. Our upcoming events this month, we have our Taylor Swift karaoke night, which the students were talking about. Friday, April 25th from 6 to 8, doors open at 5:30. There will be singing, dancing, crafts, snacks, drinks, party favors, friendship bracelet making. Kristen Stevens and the PTA are putting this on. And if you guys know Kristen, she's a Swiftie diehard. So it's gonna be, we got some Taylor Swift cardboard cutouts, like it's gonna be the place to be for sure. Photo drops, backdrops, lots of fun. So we hope that the community will join us. That's at HMS. Our silent auction fun run. Personally, one of my favorite events. So much fun. And we get to have Willington Day right there too. So that's fun. May 24th, Saturday. We have been so busy collecting unique auction items from local community members. Like homemade wooden signs and just that are super customized to Willington. So trying to think outside the box and get some unique different things this year. Lots of memories to create with your families rather than stuff that we definitely don't need in our houses other than cool wooden signs. But yeah, so if anybody has any ideas, or anybody knows anybody that has, like a unique DIY business or anything that might think about, donating to the silent auction, definitely let us know. We have our Flower Power fundraiser that is ending at the end of this month. It's open until, the end of this month. If you would like any flowers, plants, fruits, or veggies, the link is in digital backpack. It's also on our Facebook page. These do ship directly to your house. And I mean, depending on when you purchased, they said that you could possibly get it by Easter, obviously Mother's Day, so great gifts. there. PTA makes 50% on that. And then we also have a open position on our board. The position is for treasurer, but we are open and can switch some positions around if anybody else is interested in secretary. So if anybody is interested in that for the rest of this year or next year, definitely let us know. And if anybody has any questions, email us at willingtonpta@gmail.com. That is everything.
I always have to like take a breath.
I know, so
Because
much.
It's just, I always say, it's amazing.
We're so busy, but we love it, so.
I'm sure that the children do too. Is there, I'm not asking for me, I swear. Is there an age requirement or limit for your Taylor Swift movement in particular?
Pre-K through 8, we have,
Let me come.
we have,
We do, I was
Yes.
gonna say, we might have some
We
alumnus.
have stations for pre-K through 8.
Yeah.
So no matter the age range, you will have fun.
If some of our seniors are watching the meeting and feel like shaking it off or what have you.
Yes.
It would be all right if they.
Yes, or if we have any Leo's Club. I mean, we've already asked Leo Club for volunteers, but if any seniors or any EO Smith people want to come and hang out and also volunteer and help set up, tear down, we're open.
Fantastic. All right, thank you.
Yes,
both
you're very
much. You really
welcome.
are Extraordinary.
Thank you. Now we're gonna go and
For sure.
listen on Zoom, but we just wanted to say hi.
Thank you for making the time.
Have a good night, guys.
Thank- Okay, agenda item 5 is chairperson report. I would like to save that until the board comment at the end, please. That means we're moving on to item 6, which is present to speak. If you have a room, you can raise your physical hand. If you're online, you can do it digitally and we'll get you going. I see, yep, Mr. Toulis.
Did you ask me
Ralph,
to
are you there?
start? I'm sorry, I wasn't sure.
Hi, go ahead.
It's Ralph Tillis, 47 Village Hill Road. I just wanted to sincerely express my condolences to Mr. Stevens and his family for the loss of his dad. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, that's very kind of you. Any other things, please? Oh, hello, Mr. Teller, you are welcome to.
Nick Tello, Myrtle Road. I do send my condolences to Phil and his family. I also wanted to just briefly touch upon that expectations from the Board of Education should be that this referendum is going to fail. With that being said, I hope the board is already taking steps to locate and identify which areas that are going to be maybe reduced to be able to cut some money down. I mean, ultimately during the Board of Finance meeting, they were looking at cutting $550,000 and I'm sorry. I don't know if somebody's talking.
Yes, it seems that someone online is unmuted. Give us just a second. No?
Good.
You
So
go ahead, go there, Nick, and we'll. Thanks.
all right, cool. So yeah, the Board of Finance identified $550,000 that needs to be cut, which I think should be more. But anyways, they going through the line items of the town budget and such. It looked like they identified maybe 120 or so. Arthur could, give that accurate number. He was there also. Looks like there's a lot of money still need to be cut. And if there's approximately $400,000 still sitting out there, I think the Board of Education should realistically expect that they're going to have to cut more. And I hope those conversations maybe can happen tonight, but definitely need to start happening to be prepared for what needs to happen. So thank you.
Thanks for taking the time to stop by. We haven't, I think so. Hey, anyone? Declines. Okay, thank you. All right, agenda item 7 is our communications part of our evening. We have received a letter of resignation from the HMS art teacher, Miss Elizabeth Angel. The position has been posted and we thank Miss Angel for her sharing her talents with our district and we wish her the best of luck in her next endeavor. Okay, and then we're gonna take a look at our financial report for April. And then I have asked our vice chair, Mrs. McCoo, to take a look at that for us. Yeah, we're sideways.
I know,
It's okay.
yeah.
That's kind of how this is going. So. Oh, wow. Technology is cool. All right.
Yes.
I am ready.
Okay, great.
So let's go down the list. Program one, CES elementary school. The 4% remaining salary encumbered financial software issue required it to be unencumbered last month. HMS middle school encumbered funds for maintenance for snow blower repair and boiler repairs. 1% remaining. Program 3, special education. Minimal change, still expect another $100,000 in excess cost payments, so. I'm assuming that the minus 10% is not dire, given that we're gonna have $100,000 coming in. Program 4, transportation, encumbered funds for baseball and softball. So it's at 3.6%. Health services, encumbered funds for substitutes. It's at 3.4% remaining for the year. Curriculum and staff development, encumbered funds for professional development. It is down to 28.5% remaining. Utilities, no change. Operations, maintenance, minimal change, still remains 24.2%. System-wide support, no change. And fringe benefits, minimal change with 8.4% remaining. Okay.
We allowed to ask you questions, Jen?
Oh, God. You can ask.
I'm just wondering why there is encumbered funds for substitutes under health services that aren't encumbered under fringe benefits substitutes in program 10.
Is it a nursing substitute?
Yeah, maybe
Okay.
since they're different, yeah.
Okay.
I can double check for you.
Nothing.
That would be my guess.
Yeah, I would guess that as well.
Like a different.
Oh, I do, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes
We
sense.
are lucky that those exist. All right, so ending up with a percent remaining of 1.3%, 126,877.
Sorry.
That's quite all right. Thank you for being willing to go through that. It's an important document for us to look at. We all have a lot of numbers on our minds right now, especially, as you know. So thanks for being ready to take care of that one. Okay, we're moving on to item 9, new business. So we have some regular meeting minutes to approve from March 11th. I hope you all have a chance to do those quickly. And we need a motion, second, and so on.
I move that we approve the regular meeting minutes of March 11th, 2025.
Second.
Did anyone have any edits or discussion? All right, all in favor of approving of these minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
Good, Sam? Okay, great. Thank you. That passes right on through unanimously. Okay. And then, okay, so next we needed to talk about determining the final day of school for this 2024-2025 calendar year. So, great, thank you. Servicing. So on the screen, you can see our calendar, and what we are talking about here is in June. So our district actually, like legally, you have to have 180 days of student learning, and our district adds a couple on at the beginning, just because, you know, there's never too much learning, but also because we know that there's going to be weather here in Connecticut of all places. So at the bottom there, you can see under Phil's name and phone number, we had 182 days. What is being proposed is that we subtract one of those days. So our total is 181 days, which, as I just said, is still more than the legal 180. And the reason for that would be so that the children would end school on Friday, June 13th, rather than having them come back on Monday, the 16th, because that's where our snow days have pushed us to. So the proposal again is to have the students' final day, and I believe early release on Friday, the 13th. Ooh, That sounds ominous. And then, having the staff come back for end of the year professional development on Monday, the 16th, which may include closing up shop for the year, but also getting prepared for, the upcoming fall. And doing some trainings on new curriculum, talking with teammates. Sometimes there's transition meetings during those opportunities where teachers can talk to each other about the students that are coming, students that are going. It helps a lot with smooth out the transition for the children, actually, in the fall when those conversations are able to happen. So we are meant to vote on this, this evening. So I think we will require probably a motion, a second, and then, we can discuss it or answer any questions.
Motion to have the last day of school, June 13th, with an early dismissal and teachers returning on the 16th for a work day. Year 2025. Thank you.
Thus changing the student school days from 182 to 181 days total. Okay, second, please.
Second.
Thanks. Okay. Are there any questions or thoughts about that?
Sounds good.
Do we have to have another? Let's say heaven forbid, because the weather today, I don't know if this is what, but. If we have another snow day, is that going to, it won't impact this because we still have one filler. So if we have, okay,
Yes, we still have 181, which kind of.
so we have one snow day left. pretty much Before we would have to change this again.
Yes.
To change it again.
Mhm. And remember that if students and staff are in the building for a certain period of time, like a half of the day, that still counts. So sometimes they try to get us in like as a delay or try to shoot for like an early release when there's weather and other kind of crazy things going on, because then we can count it as a student learning day.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's a good question. We did have snowflakes today for some super random reason. Any other? They're fine. Yeah, it seems a little difficult to have everyone coming back on that Monday. Parents may already be planning to vacation, because wasn't the first, I think they were originally getting out on like the 9th or something. That's neither here nor there, Bree. Okay, all right, so we need to go ahead and vote as a group. Again, we are amending the Willington Public Schools 2024-2025 calendar so that it reflects 181 rather than 182 student learning days. Therefore, the student's last day will be Friday, June 13th, and the staff will return on Monday, June 16th for professional development. All in favor of said motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Great, okay, that's also a unanimous pass. Thank you very much. I'm sure there are several students who are going to be excited for that. Okay. Scooching down to old business. We have a couple of policies to review. These are our second looks, I believe. Phil did not receive any emails, as far as I know, from y'all about edits or anything, any kind of questions. So I think we're actually ready to move on this right after a second look.
Yes.
Okay. That was attachment 4, iPad acceptable use policy. Okay, so let's motion second that, and then we can make sure everybody's good to go.
So I'll make a motion that Willington Board of Education accepts policy 5131.82 Chromebook and iPad acceptable use policy. Second.
Okay, did you have a question then?
No, I was gonna just make a motion, but.
Oh,
Okay.
you're, okay, yeah, you're up. All right, did any, I guess that y'all had a chance to go over it and didn't really have any, questions, if that's because the policy committee did such a good job. Okay, great. Are you good, Tracy? I'm good. Terrific. Okay, so let's go ahead and, make these iPads acceptable. All in favor of said motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Everyone, terrific. All right, so we're gonna pass that on through unanimously. Nice. We'll add that to our giant binder of policies. Speaking of, let's go ahead and check out this next one about our meeting process and participation. It's the same situation.
I move that we accept the policy 9325 meeting process and participation overview.
I'll second it. Thanks, Sam. Okay, let us discuss. I have a question about this.
Sure, but I have to ask for a friendly amendment to the motion, because it's 9325A, there's 9325, that's not A.
This might, yeah, so this might be my question. I have it noted that we voted on that last time.
We voted on A. We didn't vote on the, oh, we didn't. we
And
vote
then
on
that's-
participation policy?
Yeah, see, I think we did that one and not the other, and that is the one that was included in our packet
I think
today.
you're right. I think
Yeah,
that-
this one I have down that we did, and then I looked back at the minutes, and that's what it said.
So then are we
I think
eliminating
it's the other one.
9325, is that what we're doing?
Yeah, right, I know, but if you go back a page, it says that we talked about it and it was the second read, but there's two parts to this, right? One is the bylaw and one is the. I have the other piece somewhere, I still got the other piece somewhere because, yeah, this really confused me today, so. we Need to
I
figure
don't
this.
know why this is labeled B though, because this is just extension of A, so I don't know why it's labeled as B. That's
We
weird.
voted on a 9325 for board participation.
Yeah, that's what I thought, that's this one, so,
It
but
says
that's
it's
what's
the first
listed.
read above here.
Oh, I think it's this, that we're supposed to be addressing tonight.
Oh, 9320, okay, so. Then that's a problem, because we can't actually do that, because.
Because it's incorrect in our agenda. Okay,
So we have
so what we're
withdraw
gonna
that.
do, yep, is get rid of that. Sorry, Jen, don't do that. Do we have to, yeah,
I withdraw my motion.
all right, thank you.
Then we put it on the agenda for next meeting?
Yes, let me just explain one more time in case that was confusing for our listeners. The item 10B on our agenda, policy review of 9325 meeting process and participation overview, was previously passed in the March 11th meeting. So that is not the correct policy that we need to go over and vote for tonight. So we are going to correct that for our next meeting and then take care of that next time.
Correct, it's 9320.
9320, yes.
What's that called? Sorry. You have, it's on your agenda.
Meeting process and participation, no, that's 25.
20, then you have the title.
Oh, God, what I did.
You had it. You had it, right?
See, sideways, it makes sense. Nope. This is all devices. Anyway,
Yeah, so it's meeting process and participation overview, not public participation for two distinct
yeah,
policies. Okay.
all right, good.
So just the number was wrong. I think that.
No, the entire
The
policy.
title. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I didn't catch that in editing the agenda, and I'm glad, sort of, that I wasn't totally wrong. Okay, so let us proceed then. Wow, look at that, we are back to present to speak. Ta-da! We're on speed zone tonight. If you would like to share your thoughts, go ahead and raise your hand in person or digitally. Maybe you don't have much time, so. Nobody's there, okay, did you want to share or ask anything? Wow, okay, well, thanks for coming now. 3, 2, it's present to speak. 3, 2, 1. Okay. What?
No, you're doing your chairperson report?
Oh, yeah, I know, I'm sorry, I thought you said
No.
Jim Parsons was
No,
on
no.
the line. I'm like,
I want you
what?
to skip your part.
Sorry, I appreciate it. Oh, well, I'm just gonna add it to our comment
Okay.
rather
Right,
than
that's
move
gonna be more
chairperson.
comment,
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So officially, we are moving on to agenda item 12, which is board comment. I will open it up to my fellow board members first. Was there anything anybody wanted to mention or?
I have a couple of things.
Sure.
If I may, clearly condolences to Phil and his family on the passing of his dad. And I, just from a personal perspective, have been on a good part of the meetings that have been happening regarding the budget and the Board of Finance meeting. I'm assuming that you're gonna touch on this, Brianna, but the manner in which that meeting was conducted by the chair was disgraceful. And I feel like there was, there were a lot of aspersions cast on this board, as far as not being, being cavalier about money spent and things like that. And the invitation was certainly thrown out there for folks to come to these meetings and have a conversation about the budget, and no one has taken us up on that opportunity. So I wanted to just say publicly that it was very challenging to sit through that meeting and listen to the disdain with which some of the members of that committee spoke about the Board of Education and our schools and essentially teachers and kids in our community.
Thank you.
Long. Oh, sorry, yeah, go ahead.
No,
I
go
didn't
ahead.
see
Go
your
ahead,
hand.
Arthur.
I didn't even see your hand. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Just to follow up on Jen's point, we just went financial report for this budget year, and we have an excess right now of 113,000. And should we have hired the facilities manager, that would be $3,000, what we have in excess at this point in the school year. So I understand that the budget looks large because it is a large budget, but at the same time, it's presented every month, and you see as we go throughout the school year, things become encumbered and things become spent. And again, without that position, we're only in the black $3,000, and it's April. So I think that just goes to show that we do a really good job trying to put forward a minimal increase in the budget. And it almost feels like that's detrimental to us, and it shouldn't be. It feels like we should be padding it with the expectation that people are gonna wanna cut, so we just have things to just that we threw in there, just we expecting to cut, and that shouldn't be the way we operate, and it's not the way we operate. And you can see, like I said, you can see it in the numbers, you can see it every month. So I agree with Jen that we do the best that we can to try to come up with as minimal of an increase as possible. It's fruits there, so.
It's a good point. Let's remove it. Thank you. And
Yes, thank you. I'd also like to wish Bill and his family, my condolences for the loss of, his father Roger, and also his mother Laura was a longtime teacher in Willington. She had both of my daughters as their first grade teacher. So I also want to express my condolences to the loss of her husband. One other thing, I have another thought too. Oh, and Mrs. Angel, thank you so much for your inspiring teaching of our children in Willington all these years, and I wish you luck in the future.
I just wanted to say that, of course, condolences to Phil and his families, but I mean, I love how passionate everybody is at the Board of Finance meetings. But I really wish they would have brought passion when we were building the budget, when we asked for their help. Cause now it's already in the Board of Finance hands. If they wanted us to cut certain things, go through it with us. We were open with everybody, we invited everybody. They never came. So I don't know what to say. I haven't watched that meeting yet, but sounds like it was a good one.
there was a lot discussed.
Yeah.
And we're Tracy. I'm not trying to put you in spots. Go ahead.
Gathering my thoughts if you wanna go first.
I watched both of the meetings this last week and it's. We spent many hours at this table, all of us, going line by line, trying to think about very deliberately what we need. Not wants, what we need to provide our children with the best education we can in Willington. And the comments that were made, as Jen said, were very were personal in their intent. And it was, it's disheartening for how much time we spend here and how much care we have for our students and providing them what we can with we're trying to create an environment for them that we can't even get close to with the money that we're were being voted on. So hearing people say we need to just keep slashing is unacceptable. And, we also, I said at the Board of Finance meeting, and I'll say it again. There are unknowns right now with funding coming from the state and then, at the national level. And if those things get cut, there will be problems with how we are going to pay for, the education of students in Willington. It'll be a transition if Title I, Title II, or any other things are cut. And so this is not a time to be cutting our budget from what we have right now. And we have to keep that in our consideration. And I forgot to start with condolences to Bill's family. We all feel that, of course.
Yeah, I think they're feeling our prayers and wishes for them also. So yes, right, budgets on all of our minds. Tomorrow night, which is April 9th at 7 PM at the Old Town Hall, there will be a public hearing held. At that meeting, the Board of Finance will present the budgets that will be voted on in the referendum, which is coming along on May 6th. I will certainly be there, and I'm sure some of my the other Board of Education members will do their best to arrive there also, so that we can field questions. And maybe provide any further clarity that is needed by the public. So I am hopeful there will be a big turnout tomorrow night so that everyone feels they had a fair opportunity to participate in this process. I think that we as a have done a good job encouraging folks to participate and inviting you to come. So here's one more shot, one more chance for you tomorrow night to ask us some questions. After the conclusion of the public hearing, the Board of Finance right then and there will have a meeting of their own and perhaps make changes based upon what they hear at the public hearing. So folks who show up and speak in favor or ask questions or speak against, those comments will all be heard by the Board of Finance right before they look at those budget presentations one more time. So it's important to go ahead and use that time to share your thoughts, which I think I just said 26 times. But here's the thing. There have been a lot of meetings by the Board of Finance, of course. Obviously, the Board of Selectmen has participated and the CRP committee has participated. Everyone has participated, which is terrific. And there are certainly members of our Willington Board of Finance who support the growth of our town, and some that openly support the education of all of our children. So I want to make sure that's said, because it's not as if the whole board is saying things that are negative. But I do want to point out a couple of things that were said last week by a couple members of the board, because I think folks should know the kind of things that are being thrown about regarding our schools and us as a group. It was said that we are depriving kids of what they need. It was said that we need to make, that the Board of Finance needs to make steps in cutting our funding so that we are encouraged to reduce our staff. A comment was made about this person not knowing, questioning if the school administration is looking out for our best interest regarding the facilities manager position and the repair and building projects going on in our schools. It was said that the Board of Education and the administrators are not willing to take any reductions to our proposed budget. And someone commented that 20% of our students are in special education or require remedial assistance, and that to them was a staggering number. I just wanted to make sure that everyone knew that there are requirements for students to be receiving remedial assistance and to go into special education, and also there are like audits done in schools to make sure that we are not over identifying or under identifying. So there are laws in place for that. So some of those things were definitely upsetting. I certainly don't appreciate this board being put on blast or spoken of in such a way. We do our very best And I'm pretty proud of the work that we do. And never far from our minds are the youngsters that we represent. Just like we had two in our audience this evening, they're always in the back of our minds. And that's why we do what we do. We don't get paid to be here. There's not, pizza at the door, okay? We are people here giving our time, our energy, we do homework when we're not here. We contact other people to get ideas and so forth. Like, this is not for nothing. You don't sit here unless it's something you are passionate about and you want to make a change for our kiddos. So please don't ever question that. I certainly never would. And I did invite the people from the public to come to tonight's meeting and check out our budget and let us know anything they thought was unnecessary or that our students didn't deserve to have in our budget. We didn't have much participation on that. And I wanted to further invite everyone to go ahead and spend a day as a substitute in Home Memorial or Center Elementary Schools. You can go ahead and send, I believe that our application's on the website. You can send your resume to Mrs. Brenda Weber and let her know you're interested in coming on in and working in our schools, because honestly, that is the best way for you to understand what it feels like to walk in those shoes of our educators and to see what our students see, and hopefully to have some empathy for them and maybe even feel what they feel when they walk in those doors in the morning, because that is what it's all about. So go ahead and send in those resumes. I'm sure they'd love to have you. Just a quick review, tomorrow night, the 9th at 7 p.m., you can go to the Old Town Hall for the public hearing. On April 23rd, the annual town meeting will be occurring. And on May 6th, we will have a referendum to go ahead and vote on the town budget, including the Board of Education as well as the Region 19. That will be happening all of that evening, assuming things continue on track. All right.
I gathered my thoughts.
Yes, ma'am.
So I haven't had a chance to watch those meetings either. Condolences to Phil. I was at the week earlier. One thing that I do want to say is it's frustrating for me when obviously we're not going to make everybody happy. And I don't know that much about budgets or the town budget, and the easiest way for me to wrap my head around it is comparing it to a household budget just at a larger scale, micro versus macroeconomics in a town perspective. And it's frustrating for me to see and hear people comment that it should be a zero-based budget, or it should, should be no increases, and we're getting put on blast for trying to save money. Or, save money, because the first place that people cut, especially with like the first selectman's budget, would be the CIP coming out of stuff that we're trying to save, no matter what projects we're trying to do. And it's frustrating because it feels like we're not really getting any traction with anything. And I really hate feeling inefficient, and I really don't like feeling like what I'm doing isn't making a difference. And I don't exactly know just yet what difference I'm trying to make besides making it better than where it was before I was here. And from somebody who, I don't like assumptions being made on me or other people. I understand what it's like to go without money. I understand what it's like to go to the grocery store and have your card declined and have to pretend you're going to your car to get more money, and you drive away and you don't go back to the same store for a week because you're embarrassed. I've been there before multiple times. So I know what it's like to not have anything. I know what it's like to go without, but I also know what it's like to have the coffee can on the fridge to save your coins. And that's what we're trying to do. And it's so frustrating to me when you can't get everybody on board to plant a tree for the future, even if you're not going to benefit from it today. So I don't know if I'm rambling or if that makes sense to anybody, but I just want people to know that I understand, and we're doing the best that we can. I'm doing the best that I can, speaking for myself, and we just have to look at things from a bigger perspective sometimes. I mean, sure, you could cut this and that, but what are the repercussions of cuts? What are the repercussions of not having anything saved for when something happens? I'm an advocate every year that I've been on this board for even just saving an extra $5,000 to go towards simple maintenance, and that always gets turned down every year. So it's just something to think about. I don't want people to be saying that we don't know what it's like because you're looking at the cost of how much our houses are worth on Zillow right now, so we don't understand what it's like and we're just spending frivolously. That's not fair. So that's all I really had to say about that.
Thanks, Sam. Appreciate it. Thanks, Sam. Okay, let's go ahead and adjourn here at 7:54. Would anyone like to do that motion? Thanks, Jen, second.
Second.
Sam, all in favor? Aye. Thank you. Passes. We are adjourned at 7:54.